It's been a while. Again, 1 week has passed. I did hope to meet a lot earlier. I've been home since Wednesday, but it's every time it's the same. If I run some errands or do something, I'm just too tired, and I've been dreading this row number 6 because I know it is extremely boring, and when I'm really tired, I'm afraid that I will fall asleep basically, because it is the row number 6 is boring. So but all of the even number rows will be like that. I will start now, and later when more people tune in, I will talk about some other stuff, but right now I will begin. I'm watching Six Underground, a 2019 movie with Ryan Reynolds. Yeah. And the husband went to garage, so that I have some time to myself, basically 15 and 48. Oh, sorry, I already forgot. 15:48. So yeah, as you can see, it takes about 4 hours, and purling for 4 hours, I don't have to keep an eye on the pattern or anything, and there's not much of a pattern going on anyway at this moment, with before naps. After naps, yeah, that game changes. But right now it's like, shit, the camera is a bit hopefully it will not be out of focus too often. So yeah. Let's see how far I will be able to get today. So hi everyone who is watching. It seems to be that the Sunday is like my go-to day when to knit, although I was tired also today. Didn't have time to nap. Naps don't always work out anyway, so it's like not perfect, but yeah, so I will try to do my best to get as far as I can with this row. You probably cannot hear, but my the dog is doing his bark sounds, enjoying himself. He will probably fall asleep soon, and I will try to stay awake. If anyone has any questions or something, then I will turn on my mic again and I can talk. This also helps me stay a bit more focused. But until then, I will watch the movie. I do want to thank everyone who is watching, who is subscribing, liking, commenting, whatever. And I do have a few links in my description on Ravelry I have more than 100 patterns plus ebook. Everything is 25% off until the end of the year. No coupon code needed, so just add and the price will reduce. And there are, I think I counted them, I think even more than maybe 6 patterns, could be more, that are also available totally for free. So maybe there is something that you like. And I also have some patterns available on Etsy and Lovecrafts if you prefer those. But the biggest selection is of course on Ravelry. Someone had said hi, I'm saying hi. So yeah, it's and I have probably said that before, but I will, since I don't always know who is watching and who knows what, this is going to be I don't know if I can even, after since it's going to be like enormous, I don't know if this eventually even can be called shawl. Usually shawl is something, that you can wear, but it will be knitted with, just like I would knit any normal shawl. So I'm still using my 3.5mm needles, still the same yarn. As you can see, it is really fine. And the only difference is that I have over 5,000 stitches casted on, which is also, it's I would say like basically like 10 times the normal. Usually it's like a bit between 400 500 stitches casted on. So if you look at the triangle, I start from this long end and then I decrease and that's how the triangle shape basically comes to life. And so yeah, I'm starting now with more than 5,000, and eventually in very long time I will have like I'm waiting for it the time when I have only like 1,000 and then 500 stitches left on my needles, because then it's most of the work is done. Although I also have thought about that, okay, right now it's like barely anything, but then it's there's going to be like a lot of weight, of course. Also, even now it holds me, so I have to put part of the cables on my side of the chair so it doesn't pull. But by the end of the time it's like I don't think it will be close to 10 kilograms, but it's also not gonna be a lot less than 10 kilograms, so it's going to be really heavy. So as the time goes, I will figure out how it's logistically possible to even knit or manage this. I will have to use bigger stuff than right now. I have 2 bowls, basically salad bowls. Later I think I will have to use really big storage boxes for my each end of my knitting needle. So yeah, but it's quite still quite far away. And I I did some calculations I knew previously already that this shawl is more than 1,000 rows, but eventually the rows will be shorter and shorter. So right now, for a while, every row will be 5,000 something stitches, and later it will decrease on every uneven number, 4 stitches. So 2 from the edges and 2 from the middle. Yeah, but even getting to 4 and 3,000, it will take a while, and there will be countless naps, and it will take a while. So 1,000 rows doesn't seem like a lot, especially if I would be able to knit like 1 row a day. Even if it's like 1 row a day, it would be still every day. So it would take me still like 3 years basically, but it's not possible to knit 1 row every day. So yeah, this will extend the time for the project, but I will still have realistic time for knitting time, since I'm documenting every row, how many hours and minutes it took. So right now most of my rows take about 4 hours. It will take me a bit more when I start with the knops, but I still have quite many rows before I get to the knops. So right now I can just yeah, 4 hours each time. And I had one, I do love numbers and stuff, so I'm like, okay, I didn't do the final calculations right away, for whatever reason. I have most of something fell. Okay, so I have like at each section. So right now I'm at part one, uh part one and part one. It will be 26 rows white and stuff, and here I have like how many stitches and how many naps, but I didn't have like the full how many it will take in total. Oh, I have to pick it up. And I did that a few days ago, and then I thought that probably I'm not totally normal. So the stitch count, I don't even, it's more than 6 million. Let me see if I can. So almost 6.5 million stitches. Millions. It's like it's freaking a lot. Just to just like that, 1, 2, 3, and it's 6.5 million basically, and it's actually quite scary. But what I do like about this kind of shawl is that, yeah, first the rows are really long, but eventually, of course, this project is a bit different, but with the normal shawl with 400 to 500 stitches, you knit and knit and knit, and they're long, and although they don't take like hours each row, but eventually you start to feel the decreases, so you feel, oh, the rows are are finished quicker. But with this, it's, I don't know how long I will have to knit to have that same feeling, although maybe at one point it will happen. Okay, so this is even not the worst. So okay, 6 million, you know, the stitches goes fast. Half of them are pearl stitches anyway, you know, with some uh, you know, not a lot of really difficult places that I will have, you know, with the 3-ply knops and stuff. So there are some, but not so much that it would be, you know, difficult. But the biggest but, the knop count. The knop count. I counted knops. So I did count all the normal knops, 2-ply knops as one. I didn't, you know, multiply or anything. So, and also 3-ply knops, different color knops, and XL knops, which are like 21-ply usually for me. And I still have one. The last part is still missing, so it's this. It's this. I don't have the knop count because I still haven't had the chance to finish that part, because it was my wedding shawl. My pattern was written on paper, which I managed to lose, so I basically have to, you know, use the shawl to you know, make the pattern, write the pattern again, and definitely not fun part. So, but yeah, I don't know, let's say like maybe 500 is not a lot, not enough, probably like maybe 1,000 something knops. So it's not like a lot of knops missing, but it is some. So but without that, because I have the count without that, let me just show you, because the number is so freaking big. This is the number, and you see it correct. It's almost 200,000. So I thought it would be like, you know, no, I knew it would be more than 100,000. Yeah, sure, okay, but it's almost 200. And without my wedding shawl knot count, okay, I lost my yarn over here. Without that, this shawl will be 3% knots. So I like my numbers. So I also calculated the knot ratio. So 3% are knots, which is insane, I think. And the knots will be 11-ply, so a lot of yarn will go into the knots. But it will, you know, make it interesting. It will, you know, I wanted to be true to my knitting style when I was making it. I didn't want to, you know, use only one color, which would be freaking boring. And I wanted to still, you know, use different techniques. And I was using my previously published patterns. So every like section will be from one of my patterns. So I have different colors, and I'm adding knobs that are different color from them, background and everything, which will take time. And the worst time it's not even that the knitting will take time, but I will have to actually somehow, you know, do the ends of the, if the knob is like, you know, there's the black back, I'm not able to speak anymore, white background, and there's like different color knob, I will have to hide the ends somewhere, and this will be probably very unpleasant. But I do think I will have to do those not when I'm, you know, finished and blocking and everything, because it's not like it's a really small thing. but I will have to do it, after I've knitted that row, maybe finish that part and then just sit down and hide those ends, because later on it will be, overwhelming. It will be too much to do, and if the shawl is ready by then, how I will be like under huge woolen blanket, so I will just be, miserable. So yeah, it's uh, it is a lot, but I do hope that I will have the energy and the time. I will have time. The more is the problem with the energy. So I do hope that in maybe even January or February definitely, but I'm hoping that maybe I will have enough time also in December and January, that I can get to the next part, and that will be, this light blue that I have. So I'm hoping to get to this part, and this is light blue. Arctic, icy Arctic lace, I think is the name. And yeah, and this will be 300,000 stitches and a lot of knobs. So I'm, I have goals, but I do have to, if I'm too tired and stuff, then it's difficult to do that. To just sit for 4 hours. Even if I take my 15-minute break, it still affects me, and especially with this boring row. Right now, I'm still kind of alert because I'm talking, but I do think that I'm getting to a point when maybe I'll start with watching my movie, and then tune back in when there's something to say or answer. So let's do that. I don't know how. Yeah. I can talk, of course I can talk for hours, but it's, I know that I will repeat a lot, just because I don't think that anyone will watch from beginning till the end. So, it's difficult a bit, but I think with time, and maybe eventually I will even have some kind of schedule, then I will have, more regular watchers who will, know that stuff about this project. But yeah, I don't know. I get excited about it, although it's been a while since I've been when I made the pattern, and I've been obsessing about it for a while, and to eventually finally have the everything, so that I can begin. Yeah, I know the camera and stuff are not perfect, but if I only wait for the perfect everything, then it never gets anything done. And I think my phone is not the worst, but I didn't of course like how it looks in the if you use something at the yeah, with the phone it's from the sideways. I know it's like this would be the way, but um but on the laptop, when I saw how it is, then it's like also sideways. So, but yeah, right now it's like this, and over time, things will change and get better. But I don't want it to hold me back, because it is a really big project, and if it's like takes me a decade, there's a lot of time to do different improvements and stuff. So it's more, I think it's more important to just start with this, so that I'm not 70 and still knitting this, uh, because life and everything. So it's not easy to get this kind of time to just knit. And of course I would be a lot further done if I could just knit it while I'm in the evening watching something, even for half an hour or an hour, um, when it's possible to knit, but it's not possible to film. And but then I cannot document every stitch, and it's a problem. So this will slow down a project significantly, because it's not like I can always just go live. And sometimes it's not always, but if I only do like 1 hour live here and there and stuff, it's I don't know, it's better to have the time to do one proper live with a whole row and stuff. Otherwise I will have like a million videos eventually, and every row is like 3 parts and whatever. What I'm knitting, so it's going to be, I don't know if the huge is big enough word for this, but it will be huge shawl, triangle shawl. Here is so this is the center and this is the edge, and I only write half of the pattern, so it's triangle. And this is how it looks like in the Excel. When I started to write down the pattern, I found out that Excel, or okay, not Excel, I have Libre Calc, I think it is. So Libre, it has actually some restrictions, so I could not put all the 2500 something stitches on one page, so I had to break it down in basically 4 pages. And I'm just documenting it so that everyone who is interested can follow my journey, see how it's coming along, and also that you can see that it was really done by me and only me. So that's why I decided to do it this way. And I think it will be eventually, in like, I don't know, even in few years, it will be really cool to look back and see like how were the first rows and how far along I am now, because it is really really big and long project. My estimation is like around 5-6, not less than 5,000 hours probably. Right now, the row is like takes me 4 hours, but if we add naps and other fun stuff, the rows will take longer. So I'm actually enjoying that the rows not right now are only no it's 1 stitch at a time. Maybe it's I don't know if it's no, probably not lagging, but I know that you see it a bit with the delay, but now it's just one normal pearl, as you can see. This is from that side. Oh, it's nice to see that I do have also some knitters, and I also had one Sunday one who was doing crocheting, and she also asked me some questions. So because it's falling, my stats do say that a lot of watchers are men and not from the parts I'm from. So I don't know what makes someone watch this unless you are interested in, knitting and stuff. But yeah, it's a free world in a way. Thank you. I'm losing my voice. I don't know. I have to drink a bit. Oh. So yeah, it was interesting to see who are watching, but I do get, like I said, also people who knit and stuff, but I'm not sure if anyone who actually know me or follow me from my home country Estonia are watching. It's since I don't do it on schedule, and I don't go to Facebook and say, yo, I'm starting a live now, so usually I get a lot more random viewers, but never know what people find interesting or want to watch. And I do sometimes also talk, so maybe that's also interesting. I don't know. I'm just trying to oh, okay, we are at it's moving along. Oh, Oregon, that's nice. Right now I'm in Finland, but originally from Estonia, and the shawls are based on traditional Estonian lace, as in the Haapsalu shawls, but since I don't like the restraints and the rules of traditions, I've been doing whatever I want, and I just say that this is modern Estonian lace, which I think is quite fair. It gives me more room to experiment, use different colors, color combination and techniques, and I can do whatever I want. So and with such a thing, it's like some like rules, some like traditions. I like to do new and awesome things, so this is how I've been knitting and doing this stuff. And this will also have a lot of elements that I have in my modern Estonian lace shawls. it's weird to be quiet. But at least my knitting is coming along. It is very boring row, and I will have a lot of those, but those have to be also done. Probably that's why also it took me a while before I'm like, okay, let's do it, because I've been just too tired, and knowing that it's such a boring row, I was afraid to fall asleep. Although my mother joked that, it's like, doesn't matter if you fall asleep, just sleep. If you fall asleep during live, so yeah, of course that's fun, of course. But it is, it's with the row number 4, I had the same issue, so I think I could knit for like hour and something, and then I just stopped fighting, and I'm like, okay, it's just so difficult to keep my eyes open. This is, yeah. But I finally, and I didn't even think that I will do, knit today. I was tired after we visited 3 shops. It didn't even take that long, but I was tired. And then I had to eat, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I want to just, rest. But husband wanted to, he wanted to go to garage, and I'm like, okay, let's do it. I will just knit for how many hours I can, and you do your stuff. Oh my god, this is long. What are you making? This is going to be the world's biggest shawl, basically. So triangle shawl. If you have seen, probably you have seen, but this will be like huge, because it's 5,000 stitches casted on. Oh yeah, it's I think it's always really special to have have someone in your life who can show you the craft, because most of the a lot of the things that I know, my grandmother's taught me. One was she was sewing most of the she was sewing, so Barbie stuff, clothes and stuff. And my other grandma, when she still had her good hands, she was knitting, and later on she was cross stitching. And when I last saw her, it was more than 10 years ago, I think. Then we actually, uh, we were cross stitching together. And right now she's not with us anymore, unfortunately. But cross stitching always reminds me of her, and also the knitting. But I'm the only one who is knitting at this level, or even at that I have done so much, because usually in previous generations it was more like a need base, what needed to be for the family or for some extra money. But I'm like just knitting for enjoyment. So I haven't it's been a while since I've been with knitters. I do have some knitting friends, but they're all back home, and it's usually just just me and my knitting. But I do hope that eventually I also find someone, here to, sometimes meet up or knit together, or I don't know, socialize. Uh, and oh, there are so many things that I still would love to learn. There's so many things, besides the knitting. But I'm like, I don't have the time, and it's so sad, because there's so much interesting, and also some, because I have tried many things, but if the time is limited and the resources and even the available room, it's like you have to just choose, because I would really love to sew probably clothes or something. And then there have been I've been oh, I've been thinking about also different jewelry making. There's also like so many ways, just precious metals or using beads or the clay. And of course I've been wanting to do ceramics for a really long time, but it's like when it's like when yeah, I like to do stuff with my hands. It's and now the latest thing that I wanted to learn, and I did have some um, practice with welding, and because I needed it at my job, but they made it more strict, so it wasn't so, I could not just do it without having a test done. So eventually I just could not do it. But I will start welding again after I will go to work, but it will be in a while. So for now my husband gets to practice welding. And yeah, it's like, grandma's new, and grandma's new to do how to do a lot of stuff. When I was a child, I was like, I was sewing even like wallet. I remember the wallet. It was it was nothing special or good, but it was wallet, with two pockets for the money and also the coin stuff. I was doing really fun stuff. Uh, I have a picture when I was still in kindergarten. So I don't know how old, but definitely before 7. And I'm sitting on the couch and cross stitching. So, and grandmas knew how to do stuff, and I was also doing the clothes for the dolls and stuff. So a lot of stuff. And at school, of course, we also had really good classes. So we had like each quarter we had dedicated for, I think we had like knitting, crocheting, stitching, and did I say sewing? No, so I think so 4 things. And we also had I think each quarter we had one day that we spent in the kitchen. And I was even then doing really big and fun projects, because I already knew how to knit. So it gave me an option to, instead of just knitting socks or having someone else knit my socks, I did scarf. That was it's like sock, then it's a tube, and then again sock. I don't know why. I maybe even wore it, who knows, but I remember the colors, dark blue and light blue. I also knitted a really, I don't know if you would call it tunic, but yeah, it was like really long sweater, and I had really big collar also, but I didn't like how my sleeves turned out. But I do think I wore it a couple of times, so it was fun to experiment. But and the skirt that I sewed, I actually wore it. So yeah, the grandmothers, they gave the basics, and then later on I just kept learning and experimenting with stuff. But yeah, I think it's in the genetics, because my mom, yeah, she also, yeah, she knows how to knit and crochet and do different things, but she only probably did it when she was in university, and I don't even think she actually knitted us anything. I think that was, if we had something that was knitted, that probably was still from the grandmothers, because they were still with us. But one thing that my mother did do was she made she cut the old t-shirts and stuff, and she made this like round crocheted uh, carpet or whatever, rug or something. So she did those, I remember. We had those at home, but yeah, with work and 2 children and having a useless partner, even if she wanted to have any hobbies, I don't think she had the time or energy. So that was that. But her biggest passion is are not flowers per se, but she loves gardening. So we grew up. We had like we lived in an apartment, but we had like a separate place a bit farther away. It had like a little small, basically like, I don't know, bungalow is not the correct word, but it's like, yeah, 2 doors, 2 small rooms, no heating, whatever, not for sleeping. um and we had like different tomatoes, cucumbers, whatever, and of course also different plants and everything, so not only the food stuff, but yeah, we also had to grow some food stuff, and basically to kind of survive, because it wasn't that nothing was available, but we just didn't have the funds, so we made jellies and preserved the cucumbers and stuff. So that was also on her, but now she has only the garden behind her apartment, basically just for funsies. So she buys different bushes and stuff. So that's her passion and hobby. It's always been her thing, and we share that, because I also really I like to grow snake plants. And most people will know them as snake plants, but I have I don't know how many I have. It's not a lot. It's couple um how many I have, not more than 30, but probably, but it's not, it's nothing, but I just don't have them. uh I would need to write basically a project for my husband to build the shelves, and then I could, get some more. And it has not been my priority basically. So, but we do share um, many things with my mother, because when I was still a child, she had cacti uh, collection. We also had fish, and she had also hawortias. Spider plant was at my grandmother's, so she did have some plants also at home, and she still has, but not a lot. And yeah, if I would choose one thing, then it's definitely she's the plant person. So, but she's still, okay, yeah, she's like really experienced, but I know more about Sansevieria, so let's not uh, let's not talk, but hmm, what is it? Debate about that, how and whatever, because I've been, obsessing with them, and yeah, okay, she had one plant for a really long time, but I'd like to think I know more a bit. Even just with this, I know the different species, and of course, there's a lot of different cultivars, hybrids, and everything, but I also know more of those species and what's going on with the Sansevieria. I follow the Tanzanian Sansevieria Foundation. Uh, so yeah, it's really interesting to follow that. There are still, and I think Tanzania is not the only place where there are Sansevieras that are still um, undescribed, basically. So I think if there would be, interest and money, we would be able to find many more new Sansevieria species. But Barry can get only to, he cannot go everywhere and save everything. So, and a lot of those areas where even Barry is collecting them with that organization. And later on, all those areas are destroyed. So, and the longer we wait with that, less uh, chances we will get to describe the new species, and not even only with Sansevieria, but also other species of different plants that are native in Africa. And yeah, nothing I can. Oh, okay, I could. The only thing that I could do right now is only uh, with donations to the Tanzanian Sansevieria Foundation, but that's basically it. It's not like I can just get up and move and start doing that. I'm also don't have the degree and every I don't know if it's necessary, but yeah, my knowledge is based on googling basically. So and reading a lot. But yeah, so I do have some other passions, but it's the knitting has been probably the longest. Although even I have to drink again. Even when I was child, I was growing plants. I was growing also Sansevieria, because we had one Sansevieria that my mom got when I was born, and I think we had some kind of Dracena for my brother. Dracena is still alive in parts, but Sansevieria was killed mostly likely by me or someone, or by overwatering. But I did have some pups. I also had some aloe that I brought. I don't know if it was from my grandmother or my mother's someone she knew. But yeah, and also this milk plant. I don't even know what that milk plant. It was Pima Lil, but I don't know what it's called. It's like, I think it was poisonous, really funny looking, and if you cut it, it would bleed milk. But so I did have some, and I even had some pictures at one point, and I managed to lose them with using the annoying cloud server stuff. So I was downloading everything from there to get it back, and there were some errors. So I don't know what else I lost, but this is something that I know definitely that I lost, and it's so sad because my plants were really big. They grew well, and I remember I even sold few sensiveras. So yeah, but nothing I can do besides buying and growing new stuff, basically. Yeah. Ugh. Almost 1 hour. Mm. It's not easy. It's not easy. I don't think I can do full 4 hours of this with me. I'm pulling them. A little bit. So it's yeah. Okay, no twist. It's not easy. I think I will watch. I've been saying that for 1 hour almost, so I think I will watch the movie in meantime. But I do try to keep an eye on a chat, so if there's something to some questions or anything, then I can always still answer. Yeah, it's coming along, like you see. Soon it will be big. Okay. Oops. So I'm at 4th. So more than 1,000 stitches is done. It's I've been slow right now, obviously. From this time I see that I've been slow. All right, so husband returned, and I think I will stop for today. I'm getting pain anyway. So we are, where are we? So here is the 3000. Then we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, something like that. So let's write down the time. 17:20. Not bad. So yeah, it's not very easy to, sit in this position. So I do get some pains. I want to thank you. Thank you everyone for watching, for subscribing, liking, commenting, interacting, asking questions. If you want to see more of my patterns, there are links in the description. Ravelry has a sale, -25 until the end of the year. More than 100 patterns and also ebook. But there are also some patterns that are for free. So feel free to check that out if you are interested. But even liking, subscribing, commenting, I'm very, very thankful for this. And I think, yeah, I will end it here. I will see when I will have again the time and the energy. So this was done today. Have a nice Sunday, 4th of Advent. It's almost Christmas time. Still no snow here. It's only raining. Don't know if we get any snow. I haven't checked the forecast. So maybe some of you are more lucky and you get the snow. There are still a few days left, so maybe even we will get some snow. Who knows? But yeah, I hope you had a nice day, and until the next time, bye.